Oh, Chrisean. Poor thing. You got rid of the mark of the beast on your neck just to turn around and put the mark of the beast on your whole cheek, on your face. Wow. Well, to each his own. This baby has to live and learn for herself. Nothing anyone says or does is going to penetrate. This is one of those cases of experience is the best and only teacher. And experience and maturity and time is the only thing that's going to remedy this. It's very unfortunate. She's a baby. All I can maybe chalk it up to is young love. And, you have to live and learn. Very unfortunate because he's disrespectful. It's nothing. There's no cure for disrespect. When a man has no respect for you, there is no cure for that. My surrogate children, my surrogate babies. And I guess she's going to be another one of them. But again, like I said, experience is the best and the only most effective teacher. And that is what this young lady is going to have to learn through. Because her head is hard as a brick. Good luck, young lady. You have a beautiful son. And just do your best with him. He comes first. And just make sure that you keep yourself together, your mind right, and take care of that baby boy because he is such a little handsome little man. Good luck to you.
And it's a beat live, you know Lil Ju made it.
Fat face. There's the fat face online. Faison, what's going on with you, brother? Yeah, I guess they say the truth hurts, but y'all was poking the bear. Y'all was poking my cat in the hat. And he just had to come out firing it like like when Shannon said, cat. Faison just got it straight, but the cat was not there to play. He came for everybody's throat that had anything goofy and corny and thought they was going to get away with it. And he's just been making a list and checking it twice. Oh, I hate, you guys know who said that goofy white guy. But yeah, Cat's like, no, y'all got to, I got to go ahead and regulate and let y'all know what it is. And then I also was watching Lovely T, my girl, one of my first people that she's like a mentor to me, somebody that I admire, look up to, was one of the reasons why I started my channel. And Lovely T, she had a little, she had some response from Dave Chappelle and what's his name? D Money or something. He was on stage and they kind of seemed a little intoxicated. So I was just going to show a little bit of that, because I don't want to, I don't want to be all up in Lovely T's tea, without, that's her work. But, I just wanted to show a little teeny bit of it just so, Okay, wait 1 second. Okay, here it is. Lovely T, Tea Time, reported on Dave Chappelle, kind of blasting out Katt. And to me, they looked a little bit intoxicated. D Money, D Mike, or whatever. They kind of went back. So I'm just gonna show just a little bit of it, and then just respond to it because I don't want to show too much because this is her stuff. So this is Lovely T, Tea Time Unfiltered. So let me just let you guys hear that real quick.
You said what? No, DeyRay, you know why? Because Mom Wayans called me and told me you said what Katt did was good for comedy. No, it's not.
And Brett,
Hey, I'm 50.
Yes, it was.
No, it's not.
A vulture comedy.
No, because he did
That's why
it.
he shot a lot of lights regardless of what motherfucker. He shot a lot of lights on time when shit was born. Motherfuckers out here bored and motherfucker, he made it basketball again. It's competitive. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You want to go in 2000?
No, shut up, nigga, because
That's all I'm gonna play. They kind of went back and forth, but you guys got an idea. Make sure you subscribe to Tea Time, Lovely T. She is definitely someone that I respect and admire, and her work ethic, and I love her content, and I love her style, and she is all that in the bag of chips. Okay, so I thought that was awesome. So yeah, so they kind of went back and forth a little bit. He just didn't think that was appropriate or whatever. But Dave Chappelle has had his moments, and he is 50 now, so he is mature and he's on another, he's in another zone and another phase in his life. But he has to also understand that they are going through their emotions as well, because I think Lovely T had pointed it out that he, had that Dave Chappelle show. That Chappelle show was a mess, a hot mess for 3 years. And he really, really went in on his own people. You went in on your own people, Dave. You was even looking around talking about, are they laughing with me or are they laughing at me? And you took flight. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a process. Sometimes some people have to, get their coattail pulled. And it's okay with us checking each other, because you guys, that's the circuit that you guys and his, like the co-workers, and that's how you guys do it. So sometimes we have to check each other and pull each other's coattails, because if not, then a person will think that they have the free will, because Katt may be small in stature, but he's a force to be reckoned with. And so sometimes you just have to check a person and let them know where to get off. Just like Cali B is coming to check the ratchicity. Yes, however you say it. I'm checking that, and I'm coming to check it because I can, because, I am coming from the masses. I am the voice of the masses. I am building my page in order to represent the masses, and I'm not coming with the BS straight up. And when I call it out, because, one of the main things is this raggedy rap, and this over sexualized rap is really, really, really bothering me, and it's an issue. And so it has to be called out. It has to be regulated. And then once you find out who's behind it, because I don't think you should just call out the Sexxy. I cannot call her Sexxy. The Reds and the Sukihana. But once you get past them and you go behind them, who is putting them on? Who heard them and was like, "Oh, I gotta sign them. They just a bomb. Their delivery is on point." Like, please, because I haven't really heard anybody claim or whatever. I think they were saying that she's on some type of independent label. I was like, yeah, okay. So when I found out who she's actually, that independent label that she's on, I thought, oh, there you go. That's why she has that type of platform, and that's why she's put in these different arenas. This chick was manufactured. This chick was plucked. They go on the internet and they're looking like, okay, who's ratchet? Who's ratchet? Glorilla. Okay, who's another one? Who's this one? And that's all you guys talk about. I'm really tired of y'all talking about y'all dang cooch. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Okay, come on. Like, you got to have something else to talk about. Okay, now what? Cooch. Now what? Cooch. Ass, titty. Now what? Can we keep it moving? Can we do something else? But you can tell the people that are manufactured and plucked, because you got to just do a little flashback of how they started out. Okay, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you, like, if your stuff sounds good and you got a nice little beat and your delivery is popping, that's what it's based on. Because they say that Lil Kim and Foxy Brown kind of started that sexy and that over sexualized rap, but Lil Kim and Foxy Brown delivery was on point. It was on point for real. They can hang with the dudes as well as Nicki. But they rapped about other things. They can do an album and they can, you know what I'm saying, and have other things to talk about sometimes other than who they screwing, how they screwing it, who they deep throating, who they, threesing them and forcing them with. I mean, it comes a time that you have to put a balance into it. And Kim was always, the little ladies' night that they did, her Missy and, Left Eye. I mean, it was just more balance. There's no balance with you ladies. Y'all are just manufacturing, and your delivery is garbage. Straight garbage. Who heard that and was like, that's the one? The coochie is pink and the tailpipe is brown. That's where we're going with it. That's gonna be your claim to fame. Okay, so we just go with, I mean, it's just amazing. But then when I had did some coverage on that, and that'll be in the next video, you guys. Her mother was like, oh yeah, I knew she was so I said, there you go. Like, this is where she get it from. But when you see that picture 18 and 19, and then you see what the money that they put into her, it's manufactured, because I'm looking for ratcheticity. I'm looking for debauchery. I'm looking for over sexualization. That's what I'm looking for. Until because it's if we don't check it, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And I'm speaking for the masses. I'm the voice of the masses, but I can understand and I see now where she gets it from. But she probably was found online like Justin Bieber, and they were manufactured because they sound terrible. The delivery is terrible. They sound terrible. Nobody heard them and was like, that's the one. That's the one. They was trying to see who can be even worse, even more raunchy. Let's see who can be even more raunchy. And I think Lovely Tia did another story. I hadn't seen it, but I saw the title about people were very upset and bothered by her and that SZA girl. Okay, see now y'all know I'm not, I call whomever out. But that SZA girl, I literally thought that she was trans. I really, really did. Because no. And if she was out there with 2 and 3 and 4 years old and having them grabbing their ankles, SZA, shame on you. Oh my God, this is just disgusting, but I don't even know how I got on that. Okay, so back to Dave Chappelle. Katt Williams and Shannon Sharpe have blown up the internet. It has just been kaboom, on fire, and it's still going on, y'all. 50 million, 52 million now. I mean, Katt Williams was not playing. He was here to clear the field, and all lies will be exposed. And I'm loving that. All lies and all liars will be exposed. It's your time, and we're talking about liars in comedy, liars in podcasting, liars in YouTubers, liars and people that are just coming up, making up stories and just jabbing about a bunch of nothing without making sure that they know what they're talking about and not trying to incite and not trying to instigate and not trying to start SHIT like a lot of you bloggers do. I mean, dang, you guys, everybody will do anything. You guys will do anything just to be like Wendy Williams and to be like whom else? Oprah. Why do you want to be like that? Do you know how that ending works out? Look at them. Look how that ending works out. Anytime that people really trash and venom and filth, and that's all they go after. That's all they go after. That's all they put out into the environment. Those people are miserable, and it doesn't end well for them. You can't put that out into the environment and think you're going to live happily ever after. Keep watching. Everybody wants to be like Oprah, big behind and Wendy and all. Go ahead. Go right ahead. Because you're going to go right down that same alley and you're going to end up just like them. So good luck. There's other, ways of reporting. There's different types of techniques of reporting and gossip channels and columns and stuff. That's cool. But you don't have to exaggerate and try to make something out of nothing and try to make these people. Celebrities are people too. I worked in the industry, so I know that, there's a way that things can be done and reported. Half the stuff that's reported is not even true. They don't have the actual factual, So if there's things that can be done without trying to be, Wendy Williams, look how she ended up. Look at her. Do you guys see that? Do you see how she ragged and rant and went down and in on her people so tough? Y'all listening? All you guys ran down and ragged on her people so tough. It wasn't coming from a place of love and a place of concern and a place of not wanting our children to be 2, 3, 4 years old and, twerking from the back and grabbing their ankles. Are you serious? SZA? Mm-hmm. And like I said, find out whose record label she signed to and who's behind her and who funded her. Then you'll be like, oh, okay, I got it. She was manufactured because her rap style is trash. I give credit where credit is due. I love the little young girls, the little rap girls. You know what I'm saying? They don't compare to the Nickis and the Kims and the Foxies and the MC Light and the Yo-Yo and the Queen Latifah and the Lady of Rage and all the, the greats. They don't compare because those women and those ladies and those groups, the JJ Fats and the Salt and Peppers, they were unique. They were unique. I mean, come on. You guys the men are the one writing the lyrics, guys. So if y'all want to call out the tacky nappy, AKA trashy red, AKA sexy red, and dookie horror and stinky horror or stinky dookie or whatever, because if you're talking about smashing in on some dude's behind, your mouth stink, your breath. I mean, come on. Like, who would put that out in the open? That's not cute. But anyway, like I said, let me retract, rewind, and finish up what I'm here to do, because I'll have that on the tacky nappy, aka sexy red, and the Dookie Hana, aka Suki Hana. They are certainly, those are two plants. Those are two plants, you guys. Just like, sorry, Dr. Umar, sorry, and Candace Owens. Okay, so, you know, we have to call it out, the nonsense. We have to call it out. And then all you bloggers that are putting all these fake stories up or putting these stories that are not actually true, coming in on Taraji and Oprah. Taraji was feeling some type of way and she couldn't contain it. And she, girl, there wasn't nobody going to see that movie anyway, Taraji girl, because we already heard, got the, what made the movie, the sales crash on it. It wasn't because of what was going on, because that actually gave it more publicity. What made it crash was the fact that it's a musical. Who the hell wants to go see a musical? When you tried to make a classic, you remade a classic. The Color Purple was a classic. It was a classic. And who the hell would want to see that in a musical? I wouldn't. So people that went to see it, they were letting everybody know, because my neighbor, he was telling me like, yeah, it's a music. I was like, ugh. I said I was gonna wait till it came out on video anyway, because I didn't like the way she treated Taraji and trying to act like she didn't know what the hell was going on, and I didn't like the way she treated I love my Taraji and my Tasia and the other young lady. I don't know who she is, but I'm sure she probably was very good in what she did. But Taraji literally had to fight, and she said it. That was bold enough. But I don't like how you goofball people that are out here in the public. You guys are just so ignorant. You know, some of you guys are just so disrespectful. And then these other ones, this VLAD guy, I don't even know why anybody black still goes to his channel. Lil Boosie and Luenell, I'm sick of seeing both of you guys on his channel. Okay, it's time to move on, because when we go off the rails, they all come together and stop messing with us. AKA Kanye, AKA Kyrie Irving, AKA Bill. Come on. So when one of them go off the rails and disrespect one of ours, why can't y'all stand the hell down? After he didn't put so many of our people and our young brothers and on given proof and evidence for these RICO charges. Come on, little Boosie. Okay. Now I love you, brother, but come on. You're looking a little bit suspicious, and you're just, it's just unnecessary. I know everybody feel I can do what I want. I can do what I want. So we have to try to bring that back a little bit. We got to try to bring that I can do what I want, me, I, and the hell with everybody else. No, it really don't work that way. Luenell, you know, she's an OG and she knows my elder and I respect her, but come on, mama. Wasn't you on what's those little channels or something that everybody's going to? I was watching Corey Holcomb on the show one night, and it said Luenell had her channel that members only or something like that. But yeah, he was trying to get one of them to order it and stuff. He was trying to support you. But you know, come on, you guys. If we have a plant and we have a culture vulture on the block, and the other brothers and sisters have called them out and no longer go and sit on his platform, do you guys know that? Oh, we go on there, he has 5 million, whoop, 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 and he did it. Okay, but if you guys all stop going on there, guess what would happen? He's a vulture. He's disrespectful to our people. You see how he talked about Farrakhan and disrespected him and never apologized. You see how he's calling out Taraji. Do I need to go to the goddamn proof?
Taraji lives in a $6 million house. She's worth
First of all, who gives a damn? That's not your business. Look at him. Do you guys see him? This man is a culture vulture. Our greats have called him out and have called out for you black artists and black entertainers and actors and comedians. Why y'all keep going on his show? They say he don't even like to pay the people to come on. Luenell and Boosie, Lil Boosie. Why you keep going over there sitting up with Vlad? He's not down with it, okay? I know, you know, y'all got to stop being so selfish. Y'all got to stop being so selfish. Man, now I see why Dick Gregory, why he went in on celebrities, you know, in our community. I see it. It's like, wow, You guys just really think that you are on another level and that you don't have to answer to nobody and you don't have to give back to anything or anybody, or you're not responsible for informing anything or anybody. And they love the fact that you guys have that type of mindset and mentality, because it makes them easier. It makes it easier for them to divide and conquer, as they do. They're all up in our business. We are not thinking about white people. White people, y'all are obsessed with us, and we get it. We get it, because we are the, we're the mothers and fathers of this. We birthed all you ungrateful so-and-sos. Y'all are obsessed with us. But like I said, the feeling is not mutual. We need y'all to mind your own business and do your own thing. They're all in our business. They're all on the hip hop magazines and the hip hop, these online gossip channels. Let's just see these online gossip channels. First of all, let's see if these are African American or these are foundational Black American, owners of these gossip and these gossip online channels that are printing all this nonsense. Okay, so this guy is sitting up here talking mess, all in her business. That's all they do. They're control freaks. You don't have any right to say anything about Taraji. You don't have a right to question anything about Taraji. Our young babies are up in prison from your interrogation and having them answer, trying to catch them up. Like I said, I don't know why anybody would go on his show. I don't know why anybody with melanation still goes on his show. You might want to reevaluate. You guys might want to reevaluate, because, man, you guys have to understand that, you're going to be held accountable for your work or lack thereof when it comes to, when you know better, you have to do better, and then you have to inform. You have to inform the information and the ability to have a platform and to reach so many. You have an obligation. You have an obligation, whether you like it or not. Okay, so nobody's asking you to come out here and turn cartwheels and empty out your bank account, but no, just make your voice and your position and your power, make it effective, and so that it can help those of us that don't have that voice to say, pay us up their overdue, much needed reparations. Tag one of those, bump one of them on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You guys are sitting up in a position to where you're all around the shakers and the movers. It makes all these goddamn laws. All these billionaire donors. And this clown, look at him. So let's just hear what he has to say real quick before I can get his ugly behind off my page.
No one wants to hear a millionaire complain that they didn't get more millions. You're already a millionaire. Taraji lives in a $6 million house. She's worth $12 million.
What?
So, you see how they be pocket watching? And okay, I'm going to need y'all brothers to go ahead and check that. Go ahead and check that, brothers. I don't have anything else to say. My brothers will get them. Okay, so that was one. And this thing right here, let me look at this, you guys. Because this person made, it was Media Takeout. This is the owner of Media Takeout. There was a story I was listening to. I don't know who was reporting it, but it was from Media Takeout, and it was an article saying that she's washed up. Taraji's old and washed up, and she's complaining about this and complaining about that. Look at this. Would you guys look at this? It's LGBTQ. It's LGBTQ. How dare you come for Taraji? Who are you? All you guys, you diaspora, Caribbean, tethers and anchors and visa carriers and ungrateful so-and-sos coming over here, eating off the Black community, the foundational Black American community. Y'all getting called out every chance I get, and every chance each and every other that are out here, putting it down and calling you guys out, because you guys are very disrespectful. Who is this? Like, look at you. Let's look at this name. Okay, so baby, you're clearly from the diaspora, and there's nothing wrong with that. But why you guys come over here with this type of attitude? You cannot talk about anybody. Look at this. You don't need to open your mouth. You don't need to say anything washed or whatever. You're being very disrespectful to one of our icons. And frankly, I don't appreciate it. Okay, won't you go disrespect them or wash whatever's up? Oh, okay, I forgot. Y'all don't have any. Okay, so because they got to come over here to. Yeah, okay, I got it. But baby, let me tell you something. But looking with this every morning, no, baby, that's not gonna make it. You need to bring it down. Bring it down, LGBT. Bring it down because you're barking up the wrong tree, and it's very disrespectful, and it's giving jealous, and it's giving envy, like so many of you are of the original. The original. The original. The original. Okay? Don't you ever get it twisted. Don't you ever get it confused, baby. We know. You know, y'all. You know, y'all should be praising us because we don't, well, not, the women in Hollywood, like I said before, are the ones that accept this LGBT. And these gossip sites and these gossip magazines and stuff like that, these people go too far. I report on it. I just started my page, but I report on it. And what's wrong with just telling it what it is? You can't put words in people's mouth, and you can't make people, think that it's one thing and trying to insinuate and incite. That's what you're doing. You're gaslighting. And guess who they have writing these articles? Let's see what the name of this one was. Taraji. It was some old dingbat on, I think her name is Miss T. She's a blogger. And, she looks like a Boo-Boo Kitty. Hello Kitty. Boo-Boo Kitty with the good hair. She just is goofy. And she has this title up. Taraji P. Henson slams fans pitting her and Oprah against each other. And that's absolutely not, it's not true. It's not true. If you read the article, it's not true. And then she puts, and you guys see the name? You see this name right here, Rebecca Jacobs, but one of the bloggers, I think her name was Miss T or something like that. But Boo Boo Kitty with the good hair, she had this for her title, and it's very misleading because if you read the article, she's doing another interview, which she's done several, and for NBC Today, and she did, she did an interview with NBC Today. This person, now keep in mind, you guys. What's the name? Rebecca Jacobs, right? So she was saying that she wanted people to focus in on the movie or whatever. Let's see. Henson said, I hope that they can focus back onto this film because right now, it feels like what I said is now becoming louder than this beautiful film. So that's not throwing jabs, and that's not slamming fans. What are you talking about? She had an emotional moment because she was tired of, having that, keeping that within, and she broke down, and it just came out from there. It came out from there because she was just tired of talking, tired of the BS and tired of, laughing, and like how she said, they play in your face. And Deputy Droopy Droop-along is definitely playing in somebody's face. Have y'all ever seen Oprah this off guard when she was some award show she was at, and she was just explaining. She was trying to explain and explain. And when Monique was trying to tag that tail, I don't have time for that. But now here we go. Taraji coming on the board like, wait a minute. There's some truth to this. You dogging out our people like this. I'm gonna be cool, be civil. But listen, I don't have any respect for people that are self-haters, and all you guys can jock Oprah all y'all want, because usually it's a bunch of tethers from the diaspora and the Caribbean, and so you guys can jock her all you want. I remember it was a time where people over there were dying like from that Ebola or something that they had brought over there to depopulate them and to take their land, and it was a lot of children that were left without parents. The colonizers, this is what they do best. And then you guys bring your goofy behinds over here. You goofies. You bring your goofy behind. And see, who is this? Rebecca Jacobs. You see this? Y'all remember when Corey Holcomb's checked the white girl that has tried to start that beef and incite and gaslight? That story about when he, had said some words to Rick Ross, which we can do. We can check our own, because we're doing it. We're doing it from a good place because we're trying to bring in the way that we are perceived, the way that we are made to look out there. We have to check it. But that don't mean that you can say, so that's like somebody you talking about your kid, or like, oh my God, my kid's tripping and you get on my nerve, or you talking about your sister, you talking about your dude, or your, and then they start, you telling them, but then they start like, oh, I know, so and so. I'm hold up. Now I'm telling you, I don't need you to come and add to it. This is like this type of S, because Rebecca, she's sitting up here writing this stuff about Taraji trying to gaslight. Do you guys see what these colonizers do and their offsprings? They stay in our business. They're obsessed with us. So I'm going to call out and check the BS, because Boo Boo Kitty, a blogger, Miss T, she has a large page, it seems, and she just giggling and kiki and just Boo Boo Kitty with the goddamn good hair, and probably didn't even read through the article. This girl is trying to incite and gaslight. This is what they do to keep the division amongst us and divide and conquer. This is what they do. So when you catch it like me, I'll catch it. I go deeper and I catch it, just like I caught who was funding, Sexy Red. I'm dead ass serious. So they're behind it. They're behind the shenanigans. This is what they do. So she's the one. So that's why I was like, I said, who wrote that article? Who put that article? And it was on Bossip. Yeah, Bossip.com. And Bossip is owned by, I think, isn't it owned by people that are from the diaspora? I think Tariq Nasheed had called that nonsense out with you guys from the diaspora sitting over here. And then, Media Takeout sitting over here, coming over here to America and sitting over here and want to trash our celebrities and our athletes and our this and that, and want to point out the bad and be disrespectful with it. And as well as what Tasha K did to Cardi B. Come on, you guys. Like, you're doing too much. Do you really have to go there to get 1 million subscribers? Is it really that serious? We know this is entertainment, and they are subject to certain things, but you have to have a line that you won't cross. And unfortunately, you guys don't, but they usually on these media takeout, like just for example, Kanye West added again when he did that rant. Tiffany Brockworth. So y'all know right there by her name that she's a white girl. And so she was just saying, I did a video on this, but she was saying Kanye, who was talking to a room full of non-black women, and there were black women in the room, liar. Mostly Instagram models continued, show me black on this planet. Race was made up. And she said that, then she points out in the past, Kanye has bashed black people for wanting to be slaves. Wanting to be slaves. You see how she worded that? Do you see how she worded that? Not that what he actually said as far as slavery being a choice, or he felt that maybe slavery was a choice, which he got checked by Van. But then the next sentence, look what this skank says. That's how you could tell this skank is white. Are y'all following me? In the past, Kanye has bashed black people for wanting to be slaves. He's also made horrible remarks about Jewish people, invoking stereotypes and praising Hitler. He's also made horrible. You see that? And her name is, this man is completely out of his mind. Listen to this foolishness. No, but, okay, let me see. Yeah, that's all. Because you guys have seen Kanye's rant. Okay. And so this is what they try to do. They try to incite us. I don't know why these people will want to come work for a hip hop, magazine or a hip hop site. That's not what you're into. That's not you don't live, eat, and breathe and think that like the fakes VLAD and this Adam 22. They're making money off you guys. They see where the money and the content is and the controversy and all this old street crap. Okay. So he said yesterday he was caught ranting again. This time about how black people don't exist. She talking about this self-hating mentality. Ill former billionaire told a group of puzzled onlookers that he's no longer considered himself to be black. Kanye explained, by the way, we're not black, nigga. We're Indian. We're Native American. We are the original Aboriginal people here. We birthed the red. So yeah, that's what he meant. We're Aboriginal. So shut up. Okay, you sound stupid. This is what happens when you try to think that you can speak for us. You don't speak for us, homegirl. Tiffany. That's why you don't want to show your picture, because I was certainly looking for your skank picture. Tiffany Brockworth. So let's see. Tiffany Brockworth. Where does that name come from? Let's see. Because you don't want to show your picture. Anybody can find Tiffany Brockworth's picture? Let me know. Oh, it's from England. Okay. English, Irish, Jewish, whatever. And then Corey Holcomb had some words or had a comment or something about Rick Ross maybe a year or two ago. And he had called out this Becky right here from Nebraska, writing an article trying to write an article about my people, our community, and trying to incite and being disrespectful and insightful in that article. Who are you? You don't get to write about us and talk about us. You don't have the credentials. And then it's what these hip hop magazines, these hip hop sites are owned and ran by whites. I think like the two urban girls, I think that those are two white girls as well. Because when you can't find pictures and people and the owners and stuff, that's when you know that they don't want to reveal who they are because they're capitalizing on the black community. But yeah, he checked her behind. He checked the hell out of her. Okay. And yeah, she's from what? Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. And they end up finding out, because Corey got a little money. They were able to do a little investigation. Thought she wasn't nothing but a dang cluckhead. Wasn't nothing but a dang cluckhead. Got the nerve to be sitting up here writing an article about my brothers that was, having some words and, one was trying to give the other one some straightening. And here you come trying to incite some stuff between my brothers. No, it don't work that way. Yeah, this thing right here. So Corey Holcomb fires back at the white woman who wrote article on his Rick Ross comments. This is what they do. They try to find little stuff and they pick and then they try to hide themselves. This is what they're starting to do now. They're hiding themselves. They don't want to, they'll put their name or they'll abbreviate their name. They're really trying to hide themselves. But you guys are going to be found because this generation, they can find anything and anybody. They can find anything and anybody. And I'm so impressed. So, yes. So Corey Holcomb checked the hell out of her. Y'all need to stay out of our business. It's one thing to sit back and watch from the bleachers, but don't put your 2 cents in it because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I don't care what kind of issues that my brothers or my sisters may have. You don't get to speak on it. You don't get to diagnose it. Who the hell are you? Worry about your own school shooters and your own mass shooters in your own neighborhood. Okay, worry about them. Worry about all the massive thousands and hundreds of millions and billions of people coming across that border. Okay, ready to take us down. Worry about that. Worry about your own community that's being falling out DOA with these dang overdoses. Worry about that. Talk about that. Okay, so I think that was it for now, you guys. Yeah, but Faison, caught Cat stray, and Faison been hot ever since. Now, Faison, you're going to go on and sit your little behind down somewhere now, okay? Because, I guess you're a little upset and your little feelings is hurt. But, show and prove them wrong because you guys are all sitting up here falling right in line and proving him his point. I'm still just, I'm growing my page, you guys. So I would appreciate your support. And as I grow, because I am the voice of the masses, baby. I'm just coming from the masses last year. So we're going to grow the channel and we're going to call out the nonsense in our community as far as trying to get things in a position or get things in a direction to where it's not all ratchet and it's not all controlled by the J's. They control everything. They're constantly in our dang face. They constantly think that they actually control us. Like you guys have lost your mind. And I heard that Africa used to be called Alkebulan, which means the Garden of Eden, mother of the earth or something like that. Beautiful name. Alkebulan. How in the world did it go from Alkebulan to Africa by the dang Europeans that it's supposed to be sunny and horror of it's the sunny and then horror of evil. It's something horror of something. horror or of evil or horror or bad. They try to change up the definition. When you keep going to look for it, they'll change it. But it was horror of something. That's what Africa, that's what I had, duck, goaded. But now I should have screenshot it because now the definition has changed. These people are a mess. You colonizers, my white people, I know it's not all y'all, but y'all have really, really been cutting up, and you have been getting away with hell. You've been getting away with murder for far too long. And you guys will not call out your BS. You won't call out, okay, the past, we don't want to, we have to move on. But you're not going to ever forget the Holocaust. You're not going to ever forget the Holocaust, right? Right. So we can't forget history. Don't take the Confederate flags or the monuments or the bust. That needs to stay up. I think that it definitely needs to stay up. It needs to stay up. Okay, because we need to know what it represented and why it's there and what happened so that it's not repeated. That's the goal, right? You guys, I didn't have any slaves. I didn't have any slaves. Okay, so call your scandalous, murderous, thieving, lying, violent ancestors out. What they did was wrong. That's not me. That's not us. What they did was wrong. But we're not like that. So if you can't do that, then you're just proving you're exactly like that and nothing has changed. You're exactly like that. That if you're not, then what they did was wrong. Because we call ours out. Oprah out, and we're calling out Tyler Perry, and we calling out Lee Daniels and a host of other ones. Right along with Candace Owens and right along with Dr. Umar, and I put Dr. Umar up in there, but it is just some suspicious stuff going on with Dr. Umar. And it's very opti, and it's because of the talking points that he continues to go in. So I think it's more to him than what we really know, because I used to actually follow Dr. Umar. It's much respect to him, but it's too opti, and it's too repetitious, and he seems like he's the talking points that he goes in, and then he'll backtrack on certain things, and then he'll go way left, and he'll never hold accountable a group in an area that is 100% accountable for their actions or lack thereof. And if you can't put everybody's feet to the fire and hold everybody accountable for their actions, as well as the diaspora, because I don't know what the hell he want us to do with 13%, and we at the bottom here. And we've been fighting for the civil rights and fighting for this and having slave votes and all kind of stuff all up and throughout. And still here. And still got our land taken. And still didn't have not gotten just a proposition or a bill or something or reparations. Government and your scandalous Republicans and your scandalous Democrats for sitting up here playing games, this ping pong game, playing games. Because they jealous of Donald Trump. They really don't even want him in there either. I don't think the Republicans. They fishy. Y'all need to watch out for them, because you guys are collateral damage. But stay in your lane, mind your own business, and stop trying to come up in my community and try to incite things. And I'm going to call your punk ass out and I'm going to put you on blast. How about that? Them days are over. Okay, and you, Boo Boo Kitty, with the good hair over there, look into it a little bit more before you just put my sister Taraji on blast like that. She had a weight on her shoulder, and I am very proud of Taraji. And shout out to my brother 50 Cent. Boom, boom. Shout out to you, 50 Cent. You came together. You came there for your Monique. You had her back. You came there for Taraji. You had her back. Oprah, and when she was explaining on that award show, when she was interviewing with, they had that pre-carpet thing, and she was interviewing that guy. Man, she was doing so much explaining. I have never seen Oprah dip and dance and cha-cha and whatever she was doing to get around them questions. Girl, bye. You the producer, you know exactly what's going on. And anything and everything that they pointed out and made public is an absolute disgrace, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You're foul. You knew what was going on, and she shouldn't have even had to request that. But don't feel bad because you requested that, Taraji. You know what these goofy broads like Amy Schumer is getting paid? Why they want to offer Monique $500 and gonna offer this girl Amy Schumer $11 million? Really, Netflix? But I know they already set up that book. I've never even heard of this girl. And then I would say, okay, let me hear her. I couldn't even watch her 5 minutes. It was so horrible. I'm like, is she funny? I mean, what does she do? How the hell is this girl is gonna get $11 million with this old dry, sex-induced field comedy? That's not comedy. That's all you're talking about is sex and this little this and this a little that. That y'all sound like the female rappers. Amy Schumer. Yeah, y'all, that's all y'all do is talk about sex. I was looking at the Netflix special with that guy that, the guy with Kim after her and Kanye split. And he's only like 30 years old. And this man on his Netflix comedy literally was talking about having sex with his mom. I was like, and I'm going to just go ahead and knock it out. That's not comedy. That's not funny. There's nothing funny about your mom having a midlife crisis. You 30 and she 55 or whatever you said, and she act like she wanted, baby, that's not funny. There's nothing funny about that, and we don't take kindly to that type of humor. Kim, be careful who you have around your kids. I'm not even gonna go there, but he has issues. Any person that think that it's funny to talk about banging your mom, that's a problem. Okay, that's a problem. So you better keep a very tight eye and tight shield on those kids, because just because you was a skanking raving, backflip, somersault humping on the black peen, don't you don't have the babies don't have to go that route. They don't have to do all that. So make sure that you keep a tight grip on them, because you're surrounded by a bunch of pedos in that industry. Don't be a airhead. You seem to be you have a little bit of intelligence, even though jumping jacks. I don't know how you got some knowledge on that, girl. But anyway, you got 4, and it's up to you to make sure they're protected and they're safe. Just because you and Kanye are not together anymore does not mean you had 4 with him, and he's a father and he deserves to see his children. And good dang well that he would never harm them or hurt them in any way, shape, form, or fashion. He should be able to come over anytime he wants and pick up his babies. That's why North treats you the way she do. That's why she talks to you the way she do. That is his child. Those are his children, and this should be an open door policy, because good and darn well that this man, regardless of the issues that he may have, darn well that he loves his children and he would not do anything to hurt them. Okay? Cut that BS out. Cut it out. You guys need to understand, you marry somebody, you have children with them. Just because it don't work out does not make this person Lucifer. Look, come on. No. I mean, we've been there. I've been there. My husband and I married 12 years, and it didn't work out. And that didn't mean he wasn't an excellent father, a great father and a great provider. Just because ours didn't work out does not mean I'm going to trash him and try to, you can't say, what is that? Cut that out. All you women out there, come get him. Come on. You want to give him for the summertime? You come down. What you want to do? Don't get him. That you know what it is. Stop doing that, because that man is hurting behind not seeing his kids. It should be an open door policy, okay? Because it's only gonna backfire on you, because those are black kids, baby, and we're not playing. That's why she look at you and talk to you like that, and all them old weirdos around you. Okay, don't play. Go and let that man see his kids, and then come pick up his kids, and that's what it is. You seem to be a reasonable person, semi-reasonable, but white women like to have that control. Y'all brothers keep these Beckys. This is what happens when you deal with them. They're in control of you. You have no type of control, and they'll call you an NIGGER whenever the hell they feel like it. Because you're powerless to them. So that's the cost that you pay for dealing with them. You already know what it is from the jump. So you so enamored with them. I know their track record. 80% of lynchings were behind white women during slavery. 80% of lynchings. 80% black men. It's never that serious. It is never that serious. Also, all the cities that were destroyed, the 60 that we found, that were destroyed and burned down, and the men were drug out and beaten and taken, and everything was robbed and pillaged by white people in America and North America, all the land that was taken back, and black communities sabotaged behind lying white women. Every single one. Every single one. Lying white women. Why would you all even go there? And they're not even I mean, do y'all have eyes? It's not that serious. Because you think that you're trying to stick it to the sisters, or you're trying to stick it to the white. You're not sticking it to nobody but yourself. You're not sticking it to anybody but yourself, because we don't give a good goddamn. We know y'all, this is goofy, and y'all so impressed with them for whatever reason. That's on y'all. As if we dipping for some, for a reason. We're not just dipping with, but just to be, I don't want not no kids. We have nothing. We're gonna hook with this connection, this business. That's what it is. We know what ours is when we dip, foundational black American women. We know what ours is when we dip, if we choose to dip. Okay, we're not delusional. Y'all are delusional thinking that, oh, I'm this and I'm, no, please cut it out. You are, they like that control they have over y'all because the white men are double back slap they behinds and then wouldn't be nothing that they can do about it. Okay? And try to take their kids, try to divorce them and take their money and take their kids, they'll KILL them. They already know. But your black behind, please. I have my Bill Cosby all up in there getting chicken slices thrown at him and stuff, and you know, taking his little food and stuff. Now, Bill, you know, y'all know what it is. Y'all choose to mess with them, then that is the price you pay. You know, that's the price you pay. It's not worth it at all. They already think that y'all just, oh my God, y'all cannot, please. Y'all need to check them and let them know, please. You know, you just good for the getting and getting and the getting it. And keep it moving. Stop making them, putting them on a pedestal like they the SHIT. They're not. They're full of SHIT. Full of it. And it's too dangerous dealing with them. Look how what our people have gone through. How disrespectful it is to our people, our ancestors, and our people that have literally gone through. If I just bring up the stories that I found, if I just bring up to you guys 2 stories that I found on what our men went through in 1946, 1992, if I just bring up one story, that's the Dover field. If I bring up that one story, there is no way in hell that I have black sons too. My sons are over 18 now. I don't have any grandchildren, but I have black sons. No. And now who you lay down with and who you creeping with, whatever y'all go get that, you know, that's on you. But I be God dang, they already know. They don't even get down like that. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Because me and their dad, you know, we let, you know, what it is. Even my youngest son, you know, his dad, rest in peace. You know, it's not that serious. It's never that serious to risk your life over that, when they have been nothing but a thorn in our side and have been the destruction and the death of so many of our men, so many brutally beaten and taken out and hung for the kids and everybody to see and have a nice little time. Like, who is that evil to bring your children on a Sunday to watch somebody get beat, hung, and skinned alive and their private parts cut off? Who does that? Becky's do that? That's why your kids are out of control. You know, we may have a little whatever, but I guarantee you, my sons, baby, I'll talk to some of you Becky's and show y'all how to, you know, have your son relationship with your mother and your son. There's a line there, and there's a responsibility, and there's a way that has to go down. That relationship between the son and the mother is extremely important. Okay. So y'all got these teenagers or dang near young adults out here shooting up a whole school, and they're pissed off. What the hell? They're too young to have that mindset, because you're teaching them hatred and anger. You're teaching them that they're superior to a lie. You're teaching them a lie. We don't teach our kids to hate. We teach and show our kids how to survive and what they're going in store for, to be prepared and to handle their business. We don't teach all that. We don't have time for that. You guys are the ones that are sitting up there stewing and still trying to, you know, cut corners and trying to set traps and stuff for people, booby traps and stuff for people to fall through, because you don't want to do what you're supposed to do and what's right. You don't want to do it because you're just so evil, and you're not people of your word. You're extreme liars, and everywhere you have touched your pig foot down, you have brought nothing but death, destruction, chaos, sabotage, and just and this freaking racism crap. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. So just own it. It was wrong, and we want to repair and do better. That's it. You know, that's what it is. So, you know, maybe I might give some little lessons. I might have some little videos for you Karens, so I can show you guys how to, you know, the relationship between a mother and her sons, because that's a very special relationship, and it's a serious relationship, and if it's off track, even with us, it will be devastating in their lives, in their relationships with women. And just the way they look at you guys, your guys' sons actually will go into church and take the whole church out, or go into elementary school and take the whole elementary school out, or in a high school. What are they mad at? Because you teach them that. But, you know, just across the board, the mother-son relationship is, you know, it's very special, and it's unique, and there has to be lines, and there has to be understanding, and there has to be respect. Okay. And, you know, you have to make sure that they're able to see, you know, if you guys are not married, if your marriage does not work out. I was married and, you know, it didn't work out, you know, so it ended and we're still co-parented very well. He's still a great provider, great father. Got married young. He's a lot older than I was, but still we co-parented. We were married for years, but then we co-parented once it ended. That's it. You know, that's how it goes. That does not make that person a bad father, and that especially that son, but the daughter too, but the son, they have to have that relationship with their father, and they have to be able to spend that time and, you know, or live with them or whatever. My oldest son went and lived with his dad for some years, and when he had moved back to New Orleans, and that's okay. That's okay. That's cool. You know, so you can't keep that part out of their lives, and you can't try to villainize that person. You can't try to be in control. Then you'll have a little North, a little Kanye walking around looking at you crazy, rolling her eyes at you and your friends and telling you the dead smack truth. Because first of all, youngin', you're not going to say anything you want to me. There's a certain, I don't care how honest you are, there's rules. But see, you guys are so off. You let your kids tell you how it goes. No, you don't tell me how nothing goes. I'm going to tell you 9-year-old, 10-year-old how this goes. And we can sit down and I can talk and you can let me know how you feel and what you're feeling. But you're not going to say anything that you want to me whenever you feel like it. No, we don't play that. Oh, no. No, that discipline is coming as soon as they step in on this earth and got that little pat on their bop and the doctor. It's rules to this. It's rules to this. The girls and the boys, but I have all sons. Okay, it's rules to this. So that's what's up. That's why y'all kids be, ooh, we don't play that. You know, so I mean, I may need to do some videos and stuff because a lot of you guys, I am definitely a surrogate. My auntie, all my cousins, my little nieces, and all my little neighbors, they always come to, come up, Miss, I'm gonna say my name, but Miss B, woo, 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 woo. Miss B, woo, woo, you know, I bought the little boys here in my building a basketball court, and I've been knowing them since they were so young, and they're just growing up, and I'm always on them about their schooling and their grades, and letting them know you can do whatever you want to do, just focus and handle your business, and if you want to have things better, you can have it always, and be out there playing with them and everything. So it is what it is. We all have to do our part. So again, Cali B TV, you guys go ahead and like and share and subscribe. And I'm thinking about doing some videos for my wife, my Karens. I don't know. I don't have time for y'all because you guys think y'all know everything, and you don't want to listen, and you think that you're superior, which you're superior to no one, and no one's better than anyone else. We are all equal, and we are all children of the Most High. And if you don't get it together and do right and do what you're supposed to do, and things aren't going to end too well for many of you in eternity. So it is what it is. Again, you guys, thanks for watching, and make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And I will be seeing you guys on the next one. Okay. All right. Bye.